If I am one, I am 100 voices in your head. With every twist and every turn, pulling every single thread. I may have 1,000 names, but in the end they're all the same. I play whatever role you need to guide your way. Welcome to the Matrix, where I am your god. It may be a simulation, but I ain't no fraud. I play your friend and your foe, design your joy and your woe. And if the red dress caught your eye, I'm doing something right. Welcome to my world. Let's see who comes out to play tonight.
Welcome back, everyone, to Wyrdgard. Had to shake things up a little bit, shake myself up a bit. We are For the Win, your favorite weekly D&D Wednesday actual play, and ooh, we got a full house again. It's been too long, and fingers crossed, keep it that way for a little bit. Should we try that out? Keep it that way for a little bit? Just a little bit? I don't know. We'll see. I'm Nick. I'm your Dungeon Master. Sorry for the late start. We had to, we're all suffering from a little bit of jet lag and had to get ourselves reoriented. So, players, I've got 4 of them tonight. The perfect number for a D&D campaign. People will tell you it's 5. They're wrong. They'll tell you it's 3. They're also wrong, because it's 4 for the win. And they're going to introduce themselves today. And I had an idea for how I was going to have them do that, but I don't remember, so I'm going to stall for a second until I think about what that is. Oh, there we go. I remembered.
You were so sure. You had it ready.
I was, but then I got distracted by level ups and the like. So, slightly different this time. This is going to be an in-world question. Your character is on their travels, encounters an individual proffering to them to pull from the deck of many things, a very powerful, legendary item with immense positives and immense negatives built into it. Is your character pulling from the deck? If so, how many cards are they pulling, and what do you imagine their fate would be? Let's start with Scott, because I know Scott knows all about the deck of many things and has been thinking about it, I'm sure, since, I don't know, 1984.
Since it came out, yeah. Hi, I'm Scott. I play Quinn, a Teoran wizard. There is no doubt Quinn is pulling from the deck, and Quinn is pulling way too many cards from the deck. Probably, I'm going to guess about half the deck. Until
Half
something
deck,
truly, truly catastrophic occurs. But yeah.
I love it. Roll a D100.
Are you serious?
Just joking.
Okay, good.
Wait, roll it and see what it is anyway.
Yeah, I am kind of curious now. So I'm gonna roll
Okay,
it.
well we can figure. Yeah, what was Quinn's first pull? D100.
94.
A 94. Well, you get the throne, which is that's like an inheritance, right? I know you gain proficiency and expertise in your. Oh, this is boring. Oh no, yeah, you get rightful ownership of a small keep somewhere in the world.
I'll take
You
it.
got your bastion.
There it
You
is.
got your bastion, and you also get expertise in a intelligence skill.
All right, game over.
And of course, he's not stopping there, so he would pull another 10 or 12. And ultimately lose all of his worldly possessions.
And probably
end
an
up in a
appendage.
gem prison with a demon fighting him or chasing him to the end of time.
Yep.
Love it. Very Quinn. Very on brand. What about for you, Matilda?
Hi, Matilda. I play Catriona. I have a counter question.
Mm-hmm.
How much Does Catriona know about the deck of many things? Like, is this a known entity, or?
It would be. Let's say she has some knowledge of it.
Okay. She's pulling 3 cards.
Wow. Okay. Gambler.
Good.
Roll a d100. Let's see what your first card is.
Oh lord.
A 28. Ah, the Fool.
Ah, that's so
You
fitting.
Disadvantage on
God damn
d20
it.
tests for the next 72 hours. Draw another card.
That's
So-
rats.
Maybe that's why Catriona keeps drawing cards, is getting cards that make her draw more. Lovely.
Yes.
Nothing truly terrible or incredible so far.
Just
Holding
poor
my
luck.
throne.
Yeah, but we've got time to change that up. Snash?
Harlow's taking 1 because she doesn't know any better and probably not liking the result and not continuing on.
She's like, ooh, it's like Blocksters, but card form.
And then it's like, oh no, this is not what I think it is.
All right, roll a d100 for Harlowe.
You got the reverse.
Two.
You got the reverse of Catriona.
Ooh, you get the star. You increase one of your ability scores by 2 to a maximum of 24. Would Harlowe stop after that? After like her first card is like one of the best ones?
Maybe not. If
She's like, this game's
Unless-
easy.
it depends. It depends. If she's pulling and no one else is pulling, sure. But if
Okay.
she sees something fucked up happen, she's probably gonna be like, what the fuck, guys? This is fucked up.
Love it. And lastly, the return of our no longer stony boy. It's Ruby.
Ruby.
Hi. Nosh, God. It would be a cross between probably being dared by Quinn to pull multiple and just wanting to fuck around and find out. So I'm gonna go with 3, like Catriona said.
Okay, I have a feeling
and depending
your
on how
first,
good they are, it would probably be like, yeah, I could draw 1 more.
I have a feeling your first card's gonna be catastrophic. Roll a d100.
That'd be great.
Not, there's one in there that's
You are
going to
thrown.
petrified.
No, it's great.
No, 94
It's great.
again.
You
Because I'm
got,
like,
you got
all this
a
money.
throne too. You got
We
your
matching
own
castles.
keep.
Sweet.
Wow.
Dueling castles. Okay, you all you made it out pretty okay.
Mm.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
What about what would Heg do?
So actually, like I've drawn every single card in the deck multiple times, but like every time I just seem to keep getting the star card. You know, just like I just can't stop. That's why I'm so strong and I'm so intelligent and I'm so charismatic.
Mhm.
I think a more important question is, what would Mud do?
Mud would he does not like to draw the cards because you never know who you're going to get with this thing.
I love
And Mud has a pretty sweet life as it is, you know.
Absolutely, that's fair.
Yeah, it's not drugs. It's much more dangerous than that. And Mud's a smart man. Not really, but he's a man, I guess.
Quite sure what Mud is.
Now, normally this would be the point where I launch into a recap of the last session, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, we're going to catch up with Nosh. Where we left you,
Come on.
Nosh, you found yourself knee-deep in an endless gray sea, still as can be, still gray sky above you, eventually seated at a long, empty banquet table, waiting and waiting until you felt hands on your shoulders and a voice saying, "Are you ready to wake up? Nosh, this is where we left you. What do you do?"
Nosh is gonna say yes out loud to the whatever voice, whether it was heard, or mentally or outside of his own mind. He's gonna say, "Well, yeah, I would definitely want to wake up, guys. This is not fun."
You feel those fingers on your collarbone just tap again, and just the softest of caresses with a little bit of a squeeze.
Hmm.
Good. Good. Nosh, where are you?
You mean like right now? Nosh is gonna be looking around at the table and the chairs. Like right now. Or do you mean like where I was last time I remember being awake?
Right now.
Yeah. This looks like the table that we hold for feasts in the forest back home. At the head of the table, actually, is where I'm sitting. I don't normally sit here.
Curious that that's what you conjured. Why?
It's home. Home is not the safest, but one of the safest places I know. It's where Mom, Grandma are.
The hands moves up and just gently strokes your cheek. And as it does, the table vanishes.
Yep. That table.
Nosh, where are you?
Hopefully with my friends. And not dead yet.
Oh, no. This is not for the dead.
That's
Nor
nice
is it
to
for
know.
the living. It is for those like you that slip between.
Between the waking and sleeping world?
Some find their way here by those means. You see, Nosh, you have, like many before you, found your way here. And I have been waiting.
For me? I'm not that important. If you're waiting for anything interesting, I'm really not.
Nosh, what would you call it? This place?
An in-between. It doesn't feel like a solid plane, even though I feel like I'm here. I don't know, a dream? Not a dream. I thought it was a dream at first, but now I'm just not really sure.
But you feel. And the hand pinches your cheek.
Okay.
And you feel
yes.
sharp.
Yes, thank you for that. I'm gonna try and bat the hand away from my cheek.
And you don't connect with anything as you bat your hand.
Yeah. See, yes, I felt that, and things do feel real here, but I don't really know where this is. I've never really heard of a place like this before.
Well, each has their own name for it, be it spoken aloud or held privately in their heart, but it does not change what it is. It is a crossroads of sorts, a space for minds that lack space of their own, a psychic way station, a nexus, a threshold. Take your pick.
Okay. So what is this, like my own personal in-between?
You flatter yourself.
I don't know what else to think about it as, really, man. This is really weird.
You're being rude.
Not trying to be rude, just confused. Do you think I'll wake up anytime soon?
I should hope, Nosh. I should really hope. But here we are, going on and on about you, and you haven't asked me a single thing about me, Nosh.
It's because you kept asking questions about me, but I'd love to know about you.
Ooh, there's a
Why are you
certain
here?
thing in conversation called reciprocity.
You sound like Mother. Apologies. Did not mean to offend. Could you tell me how you came to be here? Did I intrude upon your space?
Well, I, like you, awoke here.
Did you? How long have you been here? You were able to keep time?
I waited drifting in the knee-deep sea to the last syllable of time, and back again thereafter, Nosh. I lost myself 10 times, a dozen times over in the obscure waters, my reflection swallowed by the opaque surface. Did I keep time? Is such a thing possible here? I think not. But in those brief moments that I breached the surface, when the taste of truth filled my lungs but for a breath, then did I know myself again for the first time for all time. I am Nosh, whomever you say I am or am not. Just like this place, you will come in time to name me, as others have, and in that act, you will try to give me borders. If I am this, then I cannot be that. But your words will not contain me. None ever have. Just as they cannot contain this space.
Well, yeah, but could you not just be all things then? Since you seem to be and have been within all things? I mean, that's kind of how you described it, right? Maybe I'm getting it wrong. I get things wrong sometimes. It sounds like you've been around for a very long time, longer than I have existed. You've been with others in the same situation.
Others,
and you're more
yes.
than you seem.
Nosh, I, in my wandering, saw others, as you perhaps will. Veiled in shadow, in ignorance, in pride, in pain, in the great many sins and virtues of man. But they did not know themselves, and thus they were lost. When I finally found myself in this infinite sea, I beckoned the water that it might show me the way. But Nosh, the path lay not in it, but in me. And it was thus that I revealed it, the wheel with 7 spokes, the house with 7 doors. I opened each and peeked inside, lingered in their frames. They called to me, each in turn with lies, with honey, with grief, with silence. But none knew me, not enough to claim me, to hold me. And so, with a dream, I built an 8th. And with another, I guided those I found wrapped in their veils across its threshold, for they could not find it on their own. I lifted them from shadow, from ignorance, from pride, from pain, and there, Nosh, there they reside, in rapture, awake at last. So what of you, Nosh? Do you know who you are, why you are?
I know who I am. Definitely don't know why I am, though. Still working on that one. That one seems to be out there. I do hope to discover it. I have dreams and motivations, but my question would be more of why me? Why did you come to speak with me? I guess I am not special. This isn't my place, obviously. This is your world. This is your place. And you have brought others into what you've described as ecstasy, rapture. So why are you talking to me? I'm not really that impressive. Can I do something for you?
Nosh, you were born asleep. An echo of dream song. You could not be more special.
Where have I heard that before?
It is time for you to wake. And you feel a kiss planted on your cheek. And as you do, the world around you shatters like broken glass. And it is the crunch of glass in your clenched fist that is the first sensation you feel as the world again resolves around you, and you find yourself for a second time in a short span in an unfamiliar space. You kneel on forested floor. The sky is dark. There's a sting in your hands. As you open your fist, you see shards of blue glass cutting your hand to ribbons. And you remember the last thing before you found yourself in that sea of gray, reaching down, plucking from a pedestal, a blue gemstone, and then suddenly everything within you turning to stone.
Is the what's in my hand? Is that the stone that I've seemed to have somehow crushed that I would have never been able to crush before?
Yes.
And that's what's cutting into my palm now.
Yes.
Oh dear. I'm gonna slowly get up from my kneeling position and just try and balance and orient myself, looking around for the others.
And
Closing my fist and keeping that jewel of course in my hand.
You do not see your friends, but you do see a figure that is tall and lean, their skin a radiant gray, their eyes spilling out pools of milky fog. And they are knelt on the ground beside you, their hand outstretched. If they could close their eyes, it would appear that they were doing so now in some form of meditation. And the sound of you standing rouses them from this, and they rise, towering over you, nearly 7 feet tall.
Big statue.
No. This is definitely not a statue. This is... Well, have you seen Harlowe without her helmet and mask?
No, I don't think so. I know we've talked about it before, but I don't think Nosh saw specifically what goes on Harlow's.
Okay. Regardless, Nosh, you would have heard stories. Your people might view people like this as boogeymen. They might revere them. I'll leave that open to you, but this is a Rekindled.
Oh, really tall.
You must be Nosh. A pleasure. Are you okay?
I seem to be, and Nosh kind of pats himself down. I seem to be normal, back to normal. I do have the crushed gem now in my hand, which is very strange. But
May I?
Yes. And Nosh is just going to kind of hold his hand up with the gem where these are a cut, and like he's just trying to keep all of it in one hand.
That looks painful. That will become infected if we do not remove the glass.
Yeah. You wouldn't happen to have a pair of tweezers, would you?
Hold still.
Mm-hmm.
And they hold your paw out, your hand out, and with their hands, they just kind of wave over it, chanting as they move in a slow, steady circle, and you feel the shards rising up out of your skin, leaving trickles of blood that spill down, but then those cut marks close up. The hand still throbs. You still feel the pain of it, but the shards have been removed.
Well, thank you.
And they're just floating there above your hand.
Thank you for that. You're a very good healer. I'm not
I've
sure.
had a long time to practice.
Really?
Yes.
That's great. You wouldn't happen to know a way to, or have a bottle you could spare where I could put these shards away, or in something like a container? Would you happen to have that?
Come with me.
Okay.
And they begin to walk just slowly but confidently away from you and toward a arch of twisted vine with ribbons of some reflective gossamer hanging from the top, creating a curtain of sorts, and beyond the curtain is just black. It is a freestanding arch. You see nothing on the left or the right. And then they pass through and are gone. And Nosh, you are by yourself for a moment. So what do you do?
I'm gonna have paused one foot in the air, and I'm gonna put my foot down and just kind of look around again real quick, looking actually to see if I find the voice that was talking to me or any remnant of that, which I seem to have been dealing with or experiencing while I was not myself.
Nosh, roll a d20.
Okay.
You feel, as you move your head around, like an echo of that touch. As you were in that space, when you turned your head, looking around you, you never caught sight of even the hand itself. It's as if it existed only beyond or behind your field of vision, or perhaps not at all. But as you are looking around, you do notice that behind you, in the opposite direction of this freestanding archway, there is the light of campfires, several of them, dozens of them, as well as smoke rising, and you hear distant conversation.
Do I recognize it as like a camp in a sense?
Yes, it seems like a large encampment of sorts.
Okay. Having recognized that, I'll scurry on after the Rekindled that healed my hand and seemed to have woken me up.
Going through the archway?
Mm-hmm.
And as you do, Wile E. Coyote style, you just hit solid wall and bound off of it. The gossamer ribbons flap in a breeze of their own making as you just land in a pile of leaf and forest floor. And a moment later, this figure walks through and sees you on the ground and reaches down and offers their hand. Apologies, I should have warned you not to follow.
Ow. My face. I'm gonna take their hand and pull myself up. Be like, yeah, it's okay. That's not the first time I've run into something.
And they do that thing where they assist you in getting up, but do it in such a subtle way that it doesn't feel like they're helping at all. And then they offer to you a bottle as requested. This ought to be sufficient.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm gonna pour slowly chorus the gems pieces and whatever's left that was either floating above my hand or being held in my hand into the bottle. So I get every little last scrape and crushed piece of it into the bottle, doing my best not to miss any of it.
Okay.
Would you happen to know, sorry to intrude on your kindness somewhere, but would you happen to know where my friends are?
Yes, they do lack you.
Here?
No. Well, technically, yes, they left you here under my charge.
Okay.
Nosh, where do you know what happened to you? What's the last thing you remember?
So we were in the tree, and it was fighting the cold, and Quinn we'd pried off Quinn and Katrina, Harlowe, we'd pried off gems, and there was one left, and I was prying it off and getting it off with ease, and it was within my hand, and then everything started just being hard to move, and then it's just darkness. And then I woke up in dreamscape in between place. And I was there for a while talking with something. I'm not quite sure what it is. It wasn't mean. It's quite nice. It called me impolite. I was a bit impolite. But I didn't really understand. Anyways, and then I woke up to see you and a crushed gem in my hand. And thanks again for the wake up and the healing. I'm guessing you did both the waking up, and I know you did the healing. So, yeah, I don't really know what's going on right now.
Nosh, you were cursed. From the sound of things, what you encountered in that tree with your friends left its mark on you. And I dare say it will always in some ways.
No.
But I think I've done enough. You should be okay.
Thank you. Is there
if
any
not
way
a
I can
bit
repay you?
slower.
Oh, well.
No. It is unnecessary. Your gold or your trinkets would mean nothing to me.
I could feed you. I'm really good at that.
You feed me.
Yeah, I cook.
That would be nice.
Cool. But you wouldn't happen to. I'd like to chat with my friends before I make a meal.
Yes,
if
please.
possible. Yeah.
Go. You will find them at the encampment.
Back that way. And I'm pointing behind me now where I saw all the fires.
Follow the lights.
Okay. I will make sure that you get the next part of the meal that I cook. And I'll introduce you to my best friend. He's not here right now. I got to call him back. He died in the fight, but he's going to come back. It's all fine. Just to get, and Nosh is kind of like stumbling over his tail as he starts backing away from the tall Rekindled, and it's like, yes, I will, go. And
The last thing they say is, that which dies often does. And you're able to slip back away, and as you enter this encampment, you see dozens and dozens of tents and Namasi and Teora scattered about, but what catches your eye is your comrades. You see Catriona, Quinn, Harlowe, and another Effigian, Mosswing in tow, all standing near the center of this space, kind of looking in the direction opposite of you with just kind of like talking amongst themselves and in a degree of trepidation, it seems, on their faces.
Nosh just gonna like just kind of walk right up to Kat and be like, I mean, I know I'm back and I'm not the greatest, but you don't have to look so distressed upon seeing me.
Oh my god, it's actually worked. Nosh,
Hello.
you're awake.
Yeah. Was a interesting sleep, I guess. Curse.
Welcome
I
back,
was told I was
friend.
cursed. Hey, Harlowe.
So on hearing Nosh's voice, Quinn runs over and throws his arms around Nosh.
There he is. Here's my
Getting
tree buddy.
emotional. Nosh, you're back. Are you okay?
Hi, Quinn. I'm me still, yes. I even got my hand healed by that nice Rekindled person. They even gave me a bottle, and he holds up the bottle, jingling the gem.
Did he wake you up?
He woke me up. That's what he said he did. That's what they said they did. It was a weird sleep. Curse, right?
Yeah.
Right, Quinn? Curse. Still not sure how that happened, other than, I guess, because it was the last gem. But yes, I'm back. Hi. So, did you miss me?
Desperately.
Awesome. Love to hear when one's missed. But I definitely need to take a break and sit down, and then got to get Rob back and just take a small rest. But what are you guys doing? Where are we? We're definitely not in a tree anymore.
We're in
Nope.
Stonebridge.
We're not on a tree.
You haven't seen my brother, have you?
We've been looking for him, but no.
Okay, good.
Are we even like technically in Stonebridge proper? Or we're
No,
just, like,
you
outside of it?
are. Yeah, you're outside of city limits at this point still. Not far from the city.
Okay.
So Nosh, it seems that we can't actually get into Stonebridge without some sort of an articles of transit. So some
We've
sort
got-
of pass.
Well, we
We've gotta
can't
find
get
a back
into
door.
Stonebridge East, but we
East.
can get into Stonebridge West. West is on this side of the bridge.
Uh-huh.
East is on the east side of the bridge.
Uh-huh.
But the bridge is broken.
Uh-huh. And Nosh is just kind of looking between the three of you, just going, uh-huh.
You hear a voice shout out, "Wait, where's the east side again?"
It's on the east side of the bridge.
Uh-huh.
Thank
Also-
you.
I got a party for you.
Oh no! We have to, oh well.
You did?
Yeah,
That's
I got
very
2
kind.
parties in my pocket
Oh god.
for later.
Cool.
Nosh, you're never going to believe who's here.
Who?
Look,
Wait.
look over there. Look, just don't be obvious about it. But look over there.
Then
It's
I'm gonna like kind of look, whatever.
So obviously.
Harlowe turns around.
It is motherfucking Relton. Do you remember that asshole that I told you about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is he doing
he's here. He's here, and he's
Testing
set up
people
some
with a
sort
box.
of trap or test for these people with the
What?
promise of getting them some articles of transit. But it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. It's bullshit like everything else he ever says.
Well, yeah, it's always been bullshit for them. But
Quinn is very fired up about this guy.
Which
there's
really
a reason
makes
for
you
it.
want to know what's going on with this box, because Quinn is never this fired up.
I've seen him more fired up, but this one in particular will get him very fired up. But do we have time for me to just take a nap? I'm a bit tired.
Well, I have no intention in going along with Relton's farce. So
Oh, yeah,
I'm happy
no.
to stick with you. If anybody else wants to play along, that's fine. But maybe beforehand, I could try to figure out if this is going to be a good idea or a bad idea.
I like the figuring out part. Can we do it not like in the middle of the open area? Can we go somewhere a little bit more?
Well, Kat, the nice Rekindled who woke me up, I did say I'd make him a meal. So if you want to go like back over there, and I'll summon Ra, and we have some din and go take a nap.
So I'm going to cast Augury.
Okay.
Okay.
And as you cast your spell, again, remind me, what does it look like for Quinn as he casts it?
So he's using some specific small twigs that he's been carrying around that he uses specifically for divination. But I think the charges didn't reset, by the way, on a rest. I know he used Identify once, but he should still have charges.
He sure should. It must not be.
Probably should have 4, right?
Into this car.
I'm seeing 4 on there.
Well, I just changed it.
Oh,
I changed it
okay.
manually.
Okay, and so what is it that you describe as you perform this?
So I'm
divination?
describing Catriona and Harlowe attempting Relton's trial.
And as the twigs kind of just they move ever so slightly in a breeze that just wafts in momentarily, and by their alignments, you get Wheel and Woe.
Where?
Every time it's going to be that joke.
All right, and I relay back to Catriona and Harlowe that there's going to be good and bad out of this for you, just so you know.
Harlowe, you would notice that the line is almost done at this point. There's only a few people left in it.
I don't know, guys. I still kind of want to do it.
We
even
did
though it's
get
probably a bad idea.
Just a reminder, we did get the information that there's also backway via the slip switch in the west end that we could go look into.
We can go plot around for this backdoor option.
I kind of want to go to West End to see about the trial too.
Yep, because they mentioned a Silver Dawn that's on trial.
Who's on trial? Who? What?
We don't know who exactly. They were just referring to them as a Silver John.
Yeah. Mud said he was a very bad person.
Okay. This.
You gotta meet Mud.
Who?
How? It's been like 2 days.
He's the man
How
with the
much has
party.
happened?
He's their drug dealer.
Wait, are we doing drugs now?
Oh,
We
no,
did drugs
no.
like 10 years ago. It didn't work out very well. Why are we doing them again? Quinn, we
Different.
talked about this.
Harlowe seems like an addict.
What is?
She does have an addicting
What's an
personality.
What?
What is happening as the line dwindles? Is like the person running the box like trying to draw more people in, or are they
Okay.
sort of packing it up for the day?
It's literally as you would. There's one person currently in the box. They exit out in a couple of moments, and then this last person in line enters the box, and there is currently no line.
Okay, I'm gonna sit on the ground and summon Ra back since you guys are trying to decide what we're gonna do next, and I was gonna do that anyways. So
Okay.
bring my little
Guys,
flame boy back.
obviously, it's not a great idea. But
Isn't he fully healed? Why is he so
Yeah.
damaged, little buddy? Hi, buddy.
Nosh. What happened? I went poof, and I was gone for longer than normal.
Sorry, bud. I was cursed apparently.
Well, I was about ready to curse you for taking so long.
Hey, come on now. No, you can't be that way.
I
It's
I
not
had
my
some.
intention.
Well, I prepared some choice words. Can I say them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nosh, you're beginning to be a bit of a rapscallion,
Okay.
and I don't want you to take me for granted. I like being in your world, so don't lock me in the closet. Thank you.
I hear you very loud and clear. I acknowledge your concerns. And if I could have brought you back sooner, I would have. I want you to know that. I would have brought you back, and I have brought you back as quick as I can now. But I was cursed, my little buddy. I wasn't able to move. In fact,
Did you bring back treats?
no, curse means like I was in trouble and injured, and
Nosh was a statue, Ra.
there we go. Thanks for the backup there, Harlowe.
And Ross starts poking at you.
Hmm.
You seem hard.
Wait, hold on. Hey, Harlowe, could you come here for a second?
I don't want to touch you.
I need you to shake my hand. I need you to
Nosh is
shake
really
my
hard
hand.
right now. Come look.
I need you to
Okay.
shake my hand, Harlowe. Come here.
Catriona's like slowly
Grab
leaving the
Nosh's
circle.
And as Harlowe grabs my hand, I'm just gonna give it like a very firm shake.
You feel very firm.
I'm
Another
supposed to
word
be
for that is
squishy.
hard.
I'm
Wait
supposed
till you
to be
see his
squishy.
sausage.
Now you're just being silly,
Just
Quinn.
too
Quinn,
easy at
come
this
over
point.
here and grip Nosh. She's really hard.
Yeah, you gave me a hug earlier,
All
Quinn.
good.
Did I feel
Oh, good.
tougher than normal, my friend, when you hugged me earlier? Was I less squishy?
I thought you just needed a bath. Sorry.
You always think that, because we always say you need a bath. Oh, okay. Well,
Can I be like slowly? Can I be like going towards?
Cat,
the
where you
line?
going?
I want to. I'm gonna find out what's in the box.
Are we doing the
That's-
box?
Last time somebody did the box, or a box, we got in trouble
So-
with the Fae.
Before Catriona
not?
goes off too far away,
Okay.
don't believe anything you see in the box. Like, make sure you really look at it carefully.
All
Girl, I'm
right.
coming.
Oh, are you coming? I don't think we
Yes,
could go in
sorry.
together, Harlowe. Do you want to? Maybe we can. I don't know. Let's go find out what's in this box because I want to know, and also Nick made a whole box. So
I made a box.
It'd be a shame not to open the box.
Catriona's the character to pull the red lever marked "Don't pull." So
I think
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get in line to get in the box.
Okay, so Kat and Harlowe are going to get in the box. Nosh is going to have pulled out his pan and put it on the fire and is starting to cook something from him and Ra since they just woke up.
Pulled out his pan.
Yeah, I.
Yeah, it didn't
Why
sound like
did
that
that
initially.
pause killed me? And then I looked up and everybody else is.
Exactly.
It's just gone
Go wash
downhill.
your
It's
brain.
like 2 weeks of this, and now
Debauchery.
It's obvious you missed me. It's obvious you all missed me.
it's
So,
just-
Nosh, you pull
it's
out
gone
your
off the rails.
pan.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, there's campfires all about. There's space for you to do some cooking here.
So, if I can cook up my recipes.
Yeah,
send
so
them
just
after.
send me in the chat what you want, and I'll add those to you. Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can give you ownership of the recipes folder.
Is Nosh taking a short rest?
Oh, I can. Yeah, I mean, if you're taking an hour here, yeah.
All right, then I'm going to short rest alongside of her or alongside of him. Sorry, and I'm going to do a study of the chronology book.
Okay. While you all are doing that, Catriona and Harlowe, you make your way to this empty line. You see this Teorn man who Quinn had identified as Relton is writing in a notebook. But he
What's
smiles.
that say? I point at the notebook as I walk up.
Well, it says a great many things, actually. But you're probably more interested in this, yes? Are you here for the trial? I was just about ready to announce a winner.
Oh, you're closing it already?
Well, it seemed that interest had waned, so... Is there more interest? Care to throw your proverbial hat into the ring?
I mean, I haven't got a hat, but I'll jump in your box.
That's why I said proverbial.
Is that written in that book?
Sure. Am I right in
What are you
thinking that you will need the waiver read aloud?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Harlowe, wait, what's that say?
And he taps at a stack of like papers that are off to his left, straight ahead of Catriona. Harlowe.
I'm looking at Harlowe waiting for
Helpless here.
Yes.
What? Can you not read?
We've been over this many times.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'll read it.
It is titled Articles of Indemnity and Accord for Participants in the Proving of Passage by authority of the Grove Wardens of Stonebridge, facilitated and overseen by Relton of Vineward Trade House in accord with Binding Concordance number 4. And it begins, be it known to all signatories hereafter referred to as the participant, that entry into the trial of passage, hereafter the trial, as offered by the Grove Wardens of Stonebridge under supervision of the undersigned merchant delegate, is undertaken voluntarily and with full awareness of potential risk to life, limb, mind, or soul. 1. Waiver of liability. By signing below, the participant acknowledges and accepts full responsibility for any and all consequences resulting from participation in the trial, including but not limited to physical injury, mental disorientation, magical alteration, loss of personal property, encounters with beings or environments of unusual or arcane nature. The participant agrees to hold harmless the merchant delegate, the Grove Wardens of Stonebridge, Vineward Trade House, their agents, representatives, guardians, facilitators, flora, and or fauna from any claim, injury, loss, or grievance sustained before, during, or after the trial. 2. Confidentiality and non-disclosure. The participant agrees to refrain from disclosing, describing, or disseminating any details of the trial's contents, structure, manifestations, or challenges to any third party, including but not limited to verbal recountings, written or sketched records, arcane projection, song, story, poem, mural, dream, chant, charades, or vision sharing. 3. Compensation. Should the participant be determined the victor of the trial through agreed and binding conclusion, said participant shall be granted articles of transit allowing sanctioned and protected passage through Stonebridge. Said articles are non-transferable and shall be issued in the name signed herein. 4. Final consent. By signing this document, the participant affirms that they have read and understood the above, they enter the trial without coercion, They consent to all clauses as legally and magically binding. They waive all rights to future contestation. Signed and sealed on this day under the eyes of the Grove. Participant name, Prince. Participant signature in own hand. Witnessed by Delegate Relton of Vineward Trade House. And then there is a mark of the Grove.
Got all that?
That was a lot for me. I'm going to be
It's
honest, I didn't get it.
really just boilerplate stuff. You know how it is.
What do you think?
Matilda wishes she was playing a higher intelligence character.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah. Last
Dang it.
insight check made him he seemed kind of hard to read. You're up closer now. Yes, Ruby?
Where are the recipes in the compendium?
It's not going to be in the compendium. If you go to the items tab, to the right of the actors tab, do you see something called Wyrdgard, and then within that, chef, and then within that, recipes prepared? And then do you see a bunch of recipes in there? Okay. Just anything that you're adding, add the 5th level variant.
Gotcha. Okay.
Should have done that ages ago.
Harlowe rolled a really high insight.
Oh, I totally missed that in the chat. 27. He seems smug up close. Like, he just seems like he's just tickled by this whole experience. If you're trying to discern anything about the contract itself, that would be like an intelligence check.
No, it's more like, is this a trap?
Like, is he trying to play us, basically?
So he seems perfectly at ease. He you see that what initially came off as charming is definitely condescending. And you're picking up on truth to what Quinn was saying about this being a bad dude. But he doesn't seem like he is inherently ready to flip a switch on a trap or something like that.
I don't know, Cat.
All right, let me ask you one thing about your fancy paper here. If I
The
do
waiver.
your little test, sure. If I do your little test, do I have to go across the bridge, or can I just tell you to fuck off afterwards if I win?
Well, I suppose, but I don't know why you would want to do that. Why go through the trial for no reward? Sure, yeah, if you don't wish to cross the... Yeah, you're a curious one. The articles would be in your name if you were the winner.
But, I'm not...
It
don't
wouldn't
have to
compel
use
you
them,
across.
right?
No. You could do whatever you wish with them, but they won't work for another. And if you put Bodie McBoatface here on the waiver, then that's who can cross the bridge. And unless that's you, then, that would mean you wouldn't go.
Well, I don't know who that is, but...
I'm sure you don't.
I've signed up for worse. Why not? And Kat just is going to sign the waiver and go in the box.
Hold on.
Unless she's stopped by Harlowe for some reason.
I give you a hug.
Oh.
That's
Hold on.
cute.
Cast Shield of Faith on you.
Faith. I love it. Okay. A +2 bonus to your AC for the duration. Let me... Oh, actually, apply that. Nosh, you should have access to those now. Though you should see a second folder there.
I do, thank you.
What does Kat's signature look like?
It's legitimately the only thing she can write because she's probably
Okay.
had to sign away a lot of her life at this point.
Yeah.
So,
So it's the one thing you got, but it's perfect.
it's just a nice cursive Catriona. It's the only thing she was taught how to write.
Does she have a secondary name, or is it just Katrina?
Not one that she's willing to put on paper.
Okay, all right. Then Katriona, you sign the documents. He snatches it, takes a look at it, rolls it up, stuffs it into a satchel that you see is looks like it's empty until it just swallows up the
Is
the
that
contract.
is that a stack of these on the table? Like these
Of
waivers?
yes, there's a stack of them left, but none of these are signed.
Is that like a chance of while he's like packing away the one that was signed of swiping an unsigned one?
Yeah, roll a sleight of hand check. It'll be contested here.
That's fine. I'm bad at this. It's fine.
Oop. Well, let's see what he notices. His passive perception beats that, but I'll give you a shot.
Fair.
I'll give you a shot. He's going to have to roll very poorly. Why is his skills not showing? Okay.
She's gonna get caught. It's okay.
Yep. Oh,
She's
nope.
just clearly like picking it up.
just the one will do.
Sorry, no, that's fair. I just was trying to read part of it.
And as he points to the box, you see this outline of a doorway appears.
All right, see you soon, Harlowe. And Kat's gonna go in.
Before Kat runs in or walks in there, you hear "wait" from behind as Nosh is like running. Wait!
Nosh like short resting. It has not been
sprinting
an
over.
hour.
No, it hasn't. But Nosh runs over and like bends over and goes, "Sharpen your blade, ready your spells, face the avenger head." So and then like about faces and walks away after sending inspiring leadership in your direction to both of you. Trying to give you additional HP before you wander off into something he thinks is stupid.
And remind me, how much is that extra 10 HP?
Hold on. I gotta double check.
Character level plus your
Charisma.
charisma, so it'd be 9.
Yeah, I mean 9 now. It went up by 1. It was 8 last time I was on, so 9 plus HP.
Okay. You are both inspired by Nosh's leadership. And Catriona, you step inside the box.
Yep, why not?
And as soon as you do, it feels there's just this jarring change as the box is nowhere around you or behind you or in front of you. You hear the sound of birds chirping as you are in a twilit grove, and the path before you is covered in glowing lichen that seem to glow in like the right in front of you, then they fade, and then 5 feet beyond glows and fades, and then another 5 feet, as if it's like a strip guiding you deeper into this grove.
I guess I'm following these lights.
Okay. And
do I?
yes.
Can Catriona sort of take a minute and like as she's walking, like double check with her likeness, like there's nothing invisible around her because the blind sight with the lichen.
Oh yeah. So as you kind of close your eyes and check, no, you're not seeing any invisible creatures or objects in your vicinity within that 10 feet. Okay. Catriona, what are you doing? With that?
I'll follow the path that is being lit up.
And you follow this for about 30 yards before it opens up into a small clearing, and you see there is a massive tree at the center of it. All of its limbs have broken in what looks to be storm or rot, except for one. The final bough stretches out and above a tiny nest containing a clutch of something curled like infants in a small huddle. You hear Relton's voice echo out from the space around you. Act quickly, if you can. And you hear a sharp crack and see the bough begins to sag quickly and heavily. What do you do?
And the nest is on the bow or under it?
It is directly under it on the ground.
How far away am I?
50 feet.
I don't think I can run over there that quickly, can I? It's like falling down right now. It's not like...
I mean, you hear the crack and you see it beginning to sag, so you get the idea of what's going to happen.
Oh, can I just go like stand over the nest and like shield up above me? She like my ice shield like pops up and I like stand over the nest like guarding it.
Okay. You dash over, position yourself above the nest. You see there are saplings in this nest, which strikes you as odd. These small Teoran buds that are just curled up in what looks like a bird's nest. Some things to question Quinn about later, perhaps.
Yep, she's filing away a list of questions for Quinn now about how Teorans reproduce.
You feel this branch, which as you got closer is much, much larger than it looked at a distance. If the tree is like a massive California redwood, the branch is the size of a tree itself. And as it plumps down onto your shield, you feel the weight of it. Can you hold the branch until the roots decide? But be warned, roots think slowly. Catriona, roll a athletics check or a constitution check. Your choice.
I'm gonna choose.
I figure what you're gonna choose.
I would like to choose athletics, but can I respond to the voice and like?
Oh, sure.
Don't need to hold it, just move it.
Catriona, as you start to speak, your foot slips down to your knee and the branch starts pushing you into the ground. It is now not very, only a couple of feet above the nest. And to push it out of the way is going to be a Herculean feat given how little time you have left and how wide this massive branch is.
Are we talking like a car's width?
Yeah, we're talking like your full arms span width of a branch here.
And this nest, I'm picturing like a bird's nest, right?
Yeah, like and so it's if it falls, it would be obliterated.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I'm like under this branch on my knee with the ice shield like above me holding it up, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can I get my old shield and sort of like scoop it up under the nest and slide it away so it gets out of the way?
Okay, so as you are drawing your shields, I need you to roll another athletics check.
Nope.
you feel the tree begins to slip off of this ice shield. The sound of like cracking glass shards, and it is all you can do to get the real physical shield in its place in time. And I want you to roll a perception check.
Okay. This is gonna be the one thing I rolled high on.
You hear a high bleeding sound. And as you turn to the sound of it, you see some 15 feet away from you in a thicket of barbed brambles is a young deer ensnared and crying for seemingly its life. What does Catriona do?
Alright, I came in with like all of my normal, like what she was wearing and
Yeah.
armored with and stuff, right? Can I put the nest in the bag of holding?
You can absolutely try.
I would like to try that so it doesn't get squished and then just sort of try to roll out of the way.
Okay, so you are still bracing this very heavy tree branch above you and trying to scoop this. So roll sleight of hand.
Oh, good.
Your number to beat is a 16, since you're kind of impaired by your positioning.
Amazing. It's not going to work. Nope.
Oh, you go and the bag is like as you're trying to scoop it keep like the mouth of it keeps getting caught, and you notice that the ground around the nest is kind of brambly and thorny as well, and it doesn't seem like scooping is going to work. What do you do?
All right. How far away? You said like 15 feet over is the deer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fun. And it's just caught in some brambles, right?
And it's screaming bloody murder.
Good. Naturally. Okay, that can work, maybe. What does catching it Can I? Can it do that?
Can it? Indeed.
Is there any water around here?
Roll a d20.
No. Okay.
We'll just do a straight luck check. 10 or higher, and there is.
Sure. Nope. God damn it.
It is dry as can be.
There goes that plan.
They did not lube this back door. Call back, Ruby.
Okay. I can't. No, I can't do that. Okay, that's not gonna help. This is really not her forte, but whatever. Yeah, I don't really. No, yeah, none of this is actually gonna work. So I guess she's just trying to like get the net. She feels like it's inevitable. This tree is falling, and I've tried like 2 or 3 things now. It's not working to move the nest. She's just going to try and keep it from squishing the nest with herself.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another athletics check. This will be the last one.
Sure. That is her like base instinct. So.
Okay, you sort of tabletop above this nest, bracing the tree on your broad shoulders and back, and you feel the weight of it. And Catriona, you get the impression that you could hold this until the end of time if that's what it took. The saplings are safe beneath you. You hear that baby deer, that fawn, cry out one last time, and its cry is strangled by just something that cuts it off. And you hear Relton's voice crack through this space again after a few moments. A tough choice, but successful nonetheless. Well done, Catriona. Well done. And the next thing you know, you are stepping through the box back on the other side. And from Harlowe's perspective, you've been gone for 5 seconds.
Did you do it?
Do what?
The box?
Right, when's the test start?
Oh.
And now would be a good time for us to take a break.
Not allowed to talk about it, right?
Yeah. Harlow's gonna treat you how you've treated Harlowe.
Oh dear.
And we are back. Catriona stepping out from the box. We'll rejoin you in just a moment, but back at the fire, Quinn and Nosh and Moss and Ra, and Quinn and Nosh and Moss and Ra. Studying books, cooking dinner. Let's catch up with you guys. It's only been a couple of minutes since Nosh bounded away and said his inspiring speech, but you're back here with Quinn and Moss and Ra, and you're Nosh.
Mm-hmm.
What are you cooking?
I'm probably making, at best, a stew, just combining with whatever I've had left, hoping that I'll be able to replenish ingredients after this, because I highly doubt Quinn, Harlowe, or Kat decided to get additional ingredients as we've traveled for me. Well, I've been
In
Sorry, we
fairness-
were just trying to save your life.
Serious.
No, yeah, no
fairness,
doubt.
And have a
everything
party.
everything you had probably got petrified, so it's been preserved. Like it's
Yeah,
not-
no. So I'm used to using anything that I had before I was petrified, basically, to throw something decent together. That's probably
And
amazing.
there are other folks here that are cooking things up or have some stores that you're able to borrow some ingredients that you might be lacking to whip up a nice campfire meal.
Yeah, maybe some fresh, simple bread and plenty of veggies and roots.
Quinn, can you you said you were studying your book?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll an Arcana check. Ooh, Quinn. As you are studying, you were like deciphering. I said you would have advantage. The next one would be easier, so you actually should have advantage on that roll.
And I'm going to roll it again.
Yeah, so roll it again. That's so good.
It was so
Quinn.
close to that 20 though.
I know.
It teetered. It teetered.
As you're studying, you feel like you're making progress, making headway here, and as you go to attempt to cast this spell or walking through the theory of it, something feels off, and you get the sense that you're going to need to approach this with a little bit more time and a little bit more care. You're rushing through here.
Is Quinn throwed off his game because he saw Homeboy and now he's having some performance anxiety?
Right.
Feels
I'm worried about
threatened
how
by the
hard Nosh
presence
is
of
now.
him.
Nosh is hard. Now you're feeling
I'm a little uncomfortable being
He's
left alone
uncomfortable
with
because
soft.
of this.
and unsuccessful in adding a spell to your book or any of the other secrets that may be embedded in this tome. Nosh, was there anything besides cooking up some bread that you wanted to take a look at here?
I'm gonna replenish my recipes at the same time. So something new that Quinn is gonna see is these fiery balls of truffles that suddenly appear in my cooking repertoire that he's not seen before.
Nosh's fiery balls.
Yeah, exactly.
Nosh's hot balls.
Hanging out with that wonderful bread and stew being made all
Next
together.
week's stream's name.
And you, goodness, had rolled to refill your Evervial. You got a 28. You see it fills with this sort of like sickly green liquid that has a perfect opaque spiral of black that goes down, and as you continue to shake it, the spiral doesn't seem to mix with the liquid surrounding it.
Okay. Can I take a tiny little sip and investigate what exactly this potion is?
Yeah, roll a d20 or an Arcana check as you do that.
Okay.
I can identify these too, right? Identify with
Sure,
what it is.
but it's kind of fun to have.
It is kind of
Nosh
fun
do it.
just to try it out.
Hey!
A good chef always samples their creations.
Exactly.
Nosh,
Whether it destroys
as
my tongue or not.
as you tip the liquid to your tongue, it simultaneously touches the black and the green, and you see very bizarrely yourself talking with Quinn about something very mundane, and then everything kind of rewinds, and Quinn turns to you. And Quinn, what would you ask or say to Quinn, Nosh, in this moment?
So, what is it?
Which he just asked you half a second ago.
Why did you ask me that twice?
I didn't ask you that twice.
Like,
Are you still have some rocks up here, or what's going on?
You told me I look like petrified wood. Why do you keep saying there's rocks up there now?
You
No,
were
you
very
just-
hard.
I've been told
Goodness.
that I've gotten harder since I've come back to life too.
Nosh, this is a Farseer's filter, and whoever drinks this has glimpses of the future for the duration, which is 1 minute, and during that time they have advantage on all saving throws. And that is now in your inventory.
Please.
Sweet. Thank you.
Back at the box, Catriona, you step out and ask, when is the trial going to start?
Did you not just do it?
Oh no, I'm just joking. I did. Don't worry about it though. Can I gauge what's his fuck's reaction?
What's his fuck?
Relton, I think. What was his name?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check.
Well, it's rolled out. What's happening? Please. Well, I can't access my insight. It's not moving. Hang on.
Bizarre.
1 second. Sorry. Nope. That's not really gonna take me either.
Nope.
Oh, okay, let's try this. Here we go.
Ooh, 24. Yeah, as you look over at him, he's just kind of like seems kind of amused with himself, and he looks up at you and just winks, and just has just kind of like a little shit-eating grin,
Look,
like he's in on an inside joke.
that's actually Kat's reaction. She like visibly gags at him, winking at her. Gross. Alright.
Huh?
Huh.
Cat. I don't want to go in there.
That's okay. You don't need to.
Yeah. He's giving me this feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just, I don't know. It's like icky.
Yeah,
I'll call it the ick. He's giving me the ick.
That's very intuitive, Harlowe. I agree. Yeah, let's not put anyone else in that box. He said he was wrapping up for the day anyway. And Kat's gonna kind of like arm around the shoulder, sort of steer Harlowe away from him.
All finished.
All done.
Confident.
All done.
All right.
Goodbye.
Farewell. I'll be announcing the victor shortly.
I don't really want to know, but okay. It was a fun little test. Thanks for that.
Mum's the word.
Walking away.
Mom's the word? What?
It means don't talk about it.
Oh.
But like that's what I signed. He said I can't talk about it.
What happened in there?
Well, I can't tell you, or at least I'm gonna try to. And Kat's gonna try to describe it.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay,
You get a +2.
thanks.
Since you're in the,
In my
it should automatically apply it.
In my OWA.
And
Oh. hang on. I can
Yeah, you got the +2 built in there.
add to this though. I can add an endurance die
Okay.
Oh.
to this saving throw. I'm not gonna do that.
Ooh.
Cats, you feel this pressure like at the base of your head as you try to speak, but you get the impression you can say what you want.
Oh, she's absolutely gonna just like. There's this image of this like tree falling and these little baby trees in a nest, and then
Catriona, you take 29 points of psychic damage as you begin talking, and as the words leave your mouth, you just
amazing.
stagger and fall over.
I love that.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Oh, she's like coughing. Yep. No, I'm good. No, I'm really good. It's fine. Everything's fine.
You were saying something, though?
How much of that did I get out?
There's a tree.
Okay. I love that.
You were about to finish your sentence
Okay.
before you
Can
started
I-
falling over.
Can I?
Please stop.
Keeps going.
This whole session has been a struggle with the giggles. This is great. I'm really happy for everyone.
Okay, fine. No, alright. I'm not gonna push it, I suppose. I do want to like I can reduce that damage, right? Oh no, well, we're not in combat. I don't know what the ruling is on that.
Well, what does it say for the language?
Endurance style once per turn, but we're not. I don't know.
I'd give it to you if you want to use it. Sure.
Okay, I want to not get quite as hurt.
All right. Get 7 of that back.
You look like you need to sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Cat's like rubbing her head like she has a really bad headache. Yep. I would love to sit down. That sounds great. Don't do the thing.
Oh.
And you rejoin with Quinn and the others around this delicious smelling campfire.
What are
Actually,
you
I'll be right there. And Cat's gonna break off and go.
What are you
Over to where
making,
Clyde is.
Nosh?
Making some homemade bread, campfire bread, and just kind of a stew medley. And then I was cooking up some new recipes and getting those ready for our next encounter.
Who's Stu Medley?
Stew?
And Nosh takes the ladle and like dribbles a little bit on top of raw. That's stew medley, and then puts the spoon back into the pot.
Oof. It's hot, but also wet.
Mm-hmm.
You said your brother's in Stonebridge. Do you know if he's on the west side or on the east side?
Oh gosh.
You would have
Kinda.
no clue.
I was gonna say I have no idea. Hold on, I'm gonna even check my notes and see if I remember what that idiot said to me. I'm gonna kill him when I see him. I'm gonna whip his butt, little turd. He may be my older brother, but I can't.
Do you want his first message or his second message?
Second one, please, where he was actually being coherent.
He said, "My bad, heard rumor of fox running around Firstfall with spatula. Stay safe in place called Stonebridge for stuff. Find me if you need anything."
Stuff. That's the thing. Stuff. Yeah, it's not a big deal here though if we don't see my brother.
Oh.
You know, I have multiple siblings, so it's okay if like I don't see one of them for a while or multiple of them for a while.
He's got a lot of siblings. One's expendable.
One or two of them were idiots. Sometimes I'm included in that. Depends on the scenario. Would you like some stew?
I'm just wondering. They said that they have a trial going on for a Silver John. Does your brother get into trouble ever?
No.
There's no chance he could be the one on trial.
No, he follows dad religiously, so I wouldn't think he would be caught up in any crazy situation like that. But
Nosh, you would be insulted by the even idea of your brother being a Silver John.
Yeah. We would never. No, Harlowe. We would have nothing to do with the Silver Johns ever.
What
No
are
one in my
the
family.
Silver Johns? Mud said that they're bad people.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Nick. They're the ones who go out of their way to hurt others, right?
Check our chat log. There.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
I told you.
You told me something.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. It's.
Let me see.
Harlowe, did you go in the box?
So
I can't remember. No. Dude's icky.
Smart.
Harlowe, I would just never ask my family if they would be a part of the Silver Johns. That's a huge insult to any people, any Namasi that I know, or any that I should introduce you to.
What are
it's
the
a huge
Silver
insult.
Johns? Because I want to go see this trial.
I'm happy to go see the trial with you. The Silver Johns are just bad. They go after innocents unnecessarily. and hurt those that cannot protect themselves is the best way to form up what they are.
What do you mean that they go after innocence?
What do you know about Namasi, Harlowe? Do you remember anything about us?
Do I remember anything about you? Well, everything that you told me.
Right. But anything beyond what I've told you and shared with you?
I think it maybe at one point I heard that sometimes you guys sleep.
And I'm going to kind of side-eye Quinn and just kind of give him a look of, I need your help here. I need you to help with this.
Wasn't me. I didn't tell her.
That does have something to do with it. I cannot tell you any more than what I've already told you.
Do they like
more, there's...
Do they like kill people while they're sleeping?
That's a good way of putting it.
And it's like a bad thing?
Yeah, it's a really bad thing. It's really cruel and almost inhumane, or, inhumasi thing to do to others.
So
fucking murder is what it is, bro. You see this barn owl Namasi comes striding down to your campfire.
You're not wrong, brother.
Yeah?
You know, what?
What?
Are you a sympathizer with those fucks, you fucking fuck?
What?
No, they're not. Don't go there. They're just uneducated and unknowing, so they ask questions to understand.
16! That's how many my family members and friends have been slayed by those fucks. 16!
Why? Whoa. Like, why
Some
do
people
they...
just
Are they like...
born wicked.
Oh.
There's just some bad people in this world.
And there's those that would just wish to hurt others.
We gotta stick together, right, brother? And puts a wing around you, Nosh.
Yes.
We gotta, and you can tell this guy's very drunk. We gotta stand up for like what's right in this world,
Yes,
and say we're not gonna be. No,
exactly. We're not gonna be that way, and we don't.
Am I right?
You're right. And here, and I shove a piece of bread in his beak and a bowl of soup in his hand, and turn him around and shove him away from our fire.
Say, if you fuck with Silver Johns, I don't fuck with you.
Are all Silver Johns like Namasi?
No.
Shit, I figure most of them probably aren't. Who could kill their own kinds? You know what I'm saying? Let's do something. And staggers off and starts chanting to themselves, and no one seems to be joining.
Yeah. So as you can see, they are not well liked by many Namasi, if outright hated. I'm trying to be nice right now about it,
They're
Harlowe.
just like bad, but I'm like why? Like, what do they gain from it?
I have no clue. I don't even want to know. I just know that they do it. They go about it in the most vile way possible and kill those that do not deserve to die. And they've killed many. If they find them, they will kill them. And I will never betray any of them to the likes of those. So I will not be able to tell you anymore, Harlowe. Just know that from my point of view, they are the lowest of low. And they are scum for doing what they do.
Oh.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. But I don't see you in that way.
Great.
Because I don't think you know any better.
Why would you? That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, that's a really weird thing to say.
Nosh, you might not know this, but Harlow's a little self-conscious. She doesn't have all of her teeth.
Really, Ra?
I've been trying to fix the situation.
How was that going last time you were in there? Did it succeed in any
Oh,
way?
it's so empty.
No.
Just like 2 little chiclets in there.
Oh wow, that's really sad. And then I'm side-eyeing Harlowe even more now because of Ra's conversation.
What are you whispering about?
Nothing.
No,
The soup's
nothing.
done. You want some bread? Try the soup.
I think I'm good. I kind of lost my appetite.
Promise it'll make you feel better.
Mm.
Promise. Ra's about to have his own big bowl of it, and I put a bowl down in front of Ra, and all you can hear is as he like sucks it straight up out of the bowl.
I'll take some bread.
Here's some
Across the
bread.
way, Calliope has seen you, Catriona, moving in generally her direction and has closed the distance to you.
Oh,
I see you went in the box.
yes. I would highly advise you don't try to talk about it.
Oh, well, I already did try, and you saw how that went. But you
It
know.
hurts if you keep trying.
Oh, duly noted.
Just a warning. Anyway, our friend woke up, so I think we're gonna probably head out soon and try and, find the other way around. And then I think they wanted to go watch this execution. So,
It seems like it's a foregone conclusion. Yeah. I mean,
like the way into this city.
no,
Or...
I mean the quote unquote trial. I mean, if it were in the Western Concord, I assume it would be even worse. I don't even think there would be a trial. But even here, I mean, you see how many Namosi have flocked to this place.
Well, sure. I mean, look, just because someone's accused of something doesn't mean they did it. And just because someone did something bad doesn't mean they're a terrible person that deserves to die. So,
You and I know that better than anyone.
figured I could go see what's up with the execution. Anyway.
Oh,
our
do you
friends
think that
awake
you've
and-
won the trial then? That you'll get the articles?
God, I hope not, but there's this whole loophole of another way in, apparently. This is like the Catriona's like actively awkward right now.
Yeah.
But our friend is
We're talking
not
about a
stone
door.
anymore, so I mean, yes, we did have this conversation like less than an hour ago.
Yes, but I don't know. My head's weird right now.
Wait a minute. Do you not remember talking about it?
No, I do. I don't know. I'm not much of a climber. Are you?
I don't really understand what you're asking.
Well, you haven't been to Stonebridge, have you? Proper.
No,
that old doddering fuck. If he was talking about a back door, another way in. I mean, there's over, there's under, right?
I mean, generally speaking, yes.
Well, I don't know if you've been there, but under is a great big fucking pit.
God, are we gonna have to go underground again? Cat's like,
I should hope not.
really not happy about this idea.
Well,
Alright. Find your own way around if you would like. I just was gonna offer, we making dinner and all that. Anyway, don't talk about the box, because it does hurt quite a bit if you do. Just
Wasn't planning on it.
warning there.
Well, if you, I don't know, if I see you in Stonebridge or whatever, and you're not dead and I'm not dead, then I don't know. Maybe we'll say, hey, whatever. I don't really care either way.
Okay, good night. And I'm just
Okay.
gonna turn around and walk away. because she got uncomfortable.
And she's already has moved on and looks like she's joined a group of Teora, not directly participating in a conversation, but has put herself amongst their ranks. And y'all here are back at the dinner fire.
I point at like where the box was. So that was probably a bad idea. You all look thrilled. What I miss?
Just explaining what the Silver Johns are to Harlowe. And we had a interruption of another Namasi loudly proclaiming the woes that the Silver Johns have brought upon their family. Not the most lighthearted dinner conversation to be had.
Do you know about the Silver John cat?
You know what you've heard since you've been here.
Yeah, it's not really something that's impacted me.
Ah.
I don't know, the Effigians have their own problems, but
is there like an effigy in Silver John?
Like, has there ever been?
No, I mean, like, is there like an equivalent?
I mean, the closest thing would be the Zealoids who were smashing the statue.
Kind of. There was, but that was no way our fault. But no, there was this whole, war about it. But they haven't really acted up in a while, so no. Not really.
Did you put them all on trial? Like, they're putting the Silver Johns on trial?
Did we put all of the Zealoids on trial? No.
Yeah.
No, we tried to kill them.
Oh, yeah, like...
It's faster than a trial.
Yeah.
New
A
Haven,
bit more decisive
right?
than a trial.
Yes, Midhaven. Talked
Midhaven.
about it a lot
Not
too.
you.
But it turns out that's not always the best strategy, because sometimes you end up killing ones that didn't actually do anything wrong.
That is true. It's sad, but very true.
So, like, if this person isn't truly a Silver John, they could still be executed.
They could be innocent. They could be wrongly accused. Somebody could be entrapping them. I think there's a number of things that we don't know. But the name itself puts a target on someone's back once you're accused of being a Silver John, even if there's the smallest shred of evidence. Many who would have been calling you friend will turn on you. At least that's what I've seen with many fellow Namasi.
It's the problem with extremes. You don't really figure out who's actually bad or good.
Could be used as a tool against someone, possibly.
No, it absolutely can.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty effective one, too.
Would Quinn have come across anything more on the Silver Johns in his studies? Origins, anything?
Oh, have you been? Is that something he's been?
I mean, just in general scholastic studies.
Yeah. So roll a history check.
We, like, us being not Nosh and probably Quinn, we don't know about this, like, sleeping.
Yeah. I mean, this is something that wouldn't have affected you, so it wouldn't be something you know of. I mean, Quinn, you know from your conversations with Nosh and the other Namasi that you've encountered, especially in the Western Concord, all about generally speaking, the sleeping sickness that has afflicted so many, and you are aware that of this group. Silver Johns is not what they call themselves. They call themselves Requiem, among other names. This group of individuals who view it as their mission to free the wakeless from their endless eternal sleep by ending their lives. And you would know from what you've read and studied, not their origin, but at least that when, on the few occasions that they have been subdued and like taken alive, that that they have like revealed little and remained kind of like stoic and silent until the end, which for all of the cases you can recall has ended in their execution.
And no unifying markings or anything they all tend to carry, anything that would identify someone as a Silver John?
No, and that is what is partially what makes them so dangerous, is that they seem to operate individually or in small pairs or trios, and seem to be decentralized, making them very difficult to track and eliminate.
Nosh, are they always Namasi?
No. From the rumors and the stories that my father and my brothers and sisters has told me of their encounters as they are actively defending the Western Concord, they come in many different beings, creatures. It's not always the Mossy. There's no distinction. We would infer that many of them probably are, but I've never, they've never given me concrete to say that they're always Namasi.
But they always target Namasi?
Well, let's be honest here, Kat. That's the only ones that are affected in the whole situation.
By Silver Johns?
What are you talking about?
Out of character. We don't know this.
But they don't know about the endless sleep, yeah.
Quinn whistles and kicks some dirt.
What?
You're like asking about like what's the Holocaust?
I know, right?
And
But
Nosh
they
is
casually ask me about the Discord war all the time.
What are you talking?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Nosh?
Quinn, you might have to fill in the gaps because it's hard to speak about, but something happened many, many years ago that affected a large swath of all different types of Namasi. And it was never proven how, who, what, why, even to this day. And the Silver Johns actively go after that, thinking that what they're doing is fixing the problem.
It's like a disease? Like,
No.
Maybe more like a curse.
And Nosh snaps his fingers and points at Quinn very quickly.
Like you all turned to stone?
And Nosh isn't saying anymore. He's just shaking his head now. And he kind of pokes at Quinn.
Or that you guys are all asleep.
And Nosh snaps his fingers and points at Harlowe.
genuine
closer to the
surprise
truth.
because Harlowe already knew a thing that no one had talked about.
Oh, she's growing.
Wait. Okay, so you're all asleep and they killed the sleeping ones?
From what we know, they feel like the state that the Namasi have fallen into is in some way unnatural. And they believe they are being merciful by ending the sleeping nature of those Namasi. Whereas the families of these sleepers believe that there can be a cure.
Why don't you just take them to a Rekindled? Because Rekindled solve curses.
You're not that common.
Well, I've already met 2.
Me
plus
too.
The
I've
other
met
one,
exactly 2.
plus the dead one, which I
Wait.
still have him. But
Well, you're a Rekindled. You're a Rekindled. Can you wake them?
I mean, you heard Grace. She's still kind of young.
Hmm.
And then Nosh looks at Harlowe, like trying to, I guess, find her eye and says, "We don't talk about this. We don't share this. This isn't widely known. It's not something I can talk anymore about."
Is it because it's like a weakness?
It puts these
Wait.
sleepers at danger.
Hang on. It's not widely known that there's sleepers. It is widely known enough that there are Silverjawns that are being executed to have it done in public. But what, they're just not saying what they're killing them for?
This is weird.
And Nosh kind of shrugs because Nosh actually doesn't really know.
That is weird.
And Nosh will say, "I've never encountered this type of situation."
I think what the world knows is that the Silverjawns are murdering Namasi.
Okay.
They don't know the vulnerable state of these Namasi.
Okay. I mean, not for nothing. Do you think, like, talking about it could get you guys some help?
Nosh holds up his hand really quickly and says, "I cannot say anything more than I have already said." And he looks kind of at Quinn, and Nosh is trying to remember if he's inferred to Quinn what happens when a Namasi speaks more than they should.
I think on this, we need to respect the Namasi way. I think it's okay for us to go and witness this trial and try to understand what's happening, but we need to let the Namasi be who they are.
Asleep?
I thought we didn't want him to be asleep.
We're not. Like, did we
Sorry.
like help with this? This seems like a big issue.
That's part of why we are journeying the way that we are.
Why didn't you say
Okay.
that?
And then
Okay,
Nosh literally
so we're
says,
helping.
I
It
thought you were
cannot be
just
talked
stealing
about.
shit this whole time.
Wait, hang on, wait, that's different. Wait, but it cannot be talked about is different than you don't want to talk about it.
"It cannot be talked about." And Nosh is going to repeat that because he knows that Kat's starting to catch on.
Okay, it's like I can't talk about the box.
"It cannot be talked about." And Nosh starts pointing at Kat again.
Are you gonna get a headache too?
Did you sign a contract somewhere?
It
That's
cannot
gonna
be
give you a
talked
lot of
about.
damage. It's gonna hurt
And
you a
then
lot.
Nosh pauses for a second and thinks and says, "It cannot be talked about. If it is talked about, it is silence forever. It cannot be talked about."
But is that like socially enforced? Or is that like magically enforced?
And then Nosh kind of like does this at Quinn. Is
Wait,
like trying
wait.
to get him to infer it. He's like,
Hold on. So the
Just-
Silverjawns are killing the people who are sleeping, but if you talk about the people who are sleeping, then you're killed too.
Not killed.
No, you're killed. You're silent. Okay.
How do they silence you?
Is it magical or are they just like cutting out your
And
tongue?
Nosh snaps and points at Kat. And starts like snapping and pointing.
But
It's just
which part of that sentence did not start snapping at?
So
When you
they
say-
don't want help, or they don't want you to talk about it. They're getting murdered while they sleep. But if you talk about it, you get hurt. How's that solving any problems?
It's not.
And Nosh is trying to
who's
explain it in a
enforcing
way,
this?
or like
Okay,
to
can you
infer it.
Can you
in a
like
way.
say who's enforcing this? Is this like a council somewhere? Like, do you have your own demarchy somewhere forcing you to not? Like, are you?
To my understanding, if it becomes known that there are these sleepers in any real number, it puts them all at risk. And so
Sure. No,
the Namasi
yes.
have made it part of the way in which they live to ensure that secret remains silent.
But via magic, or are they like cutting out the tongues of people who talk?
It's seen, correct me if I'm wrong, Nosh, but it's seen as a betrayal of the Namasi people.
I think
Correct.
Kat's asking what happens if you talk
Magical
Yes.
betrayal, silence.
Okay,
Consequence.
okay, magical. So
No more.
They're always
Nosh
going
checking
to
to make
know.
sure he still has a voice.
He's like double checking his neck and just like
Okay,
no
so
more.
it's
No more.
it's magical in nature. And that means you can't like whisper about it or something. They're gonna find out because it's some sort of magical thing.
Honestly,
right?
that kind of sounds just as bad as what
Yeah.
the other people are doing. If you're hurting your own people,
Preventing any sort of help from being found.
that's a little...
Question.
Those people have a choice. The sleepers don't have a choice.
Yeah, but like, you don't even have the freedom to speak.
I can speak and talk to you as much as I want, but there are only so many things that can be said by any Namasi.
So you don't have
Right, like
freedom.
it's. So if we got to Starfall, right, this concentration of magic users who have a lot of skill, and you were able to ask them.
Has no one gone to Starfall before?
Well, that's what I'm getting at. If you got there, like, can you even ask them for help, or are you going to be silenced if you try?
So the theory that we have is that this is related in some way to the connection to the Zeal. And that in some way they've become disconnected. In the same way that the Zeal is necessary for providing life to an Ephigean, it's been in some way taken from or partially taken from the Namasi. So our hope is that we can try to understand that better and really help both races.
Okay, I appreciate that goal, Quinn.
So,
But that doesn't change that somewhere there's someone in the Namasi responsible for literally stopping anyone from asking for help.
yeah, that's kinda
And that's
messed
not
up.
seen as a questionable thing.
So, just, I gotta ask Nosh, like, do we gotta make sure you wake up every morning? Like,
No, Harlowe.
can this just happen out of nowhere? Or is it like the rock thing where something has to happen before you fall asleep?
So Nosh, you would know this was a one-time event and has never since repeated.
There's like set people that are asleep.
Yeah, it's the situation's never repeated itself.
So you're safe.
You're not going to go to sleep.
You're safe unless you talk about it, then you're unsafe from your own people.
You just confused Nosh and Ruby just real quick, Harlowe.
And Nosh, as your head is kind of turning as you're getting the full grill here from Harlowe and Catriona, you hear "dun-dun-dun," and Relton's voice booms out. Everyone, gather round. Let's get to the announcements.
Absolutely.
You all-
Getting up.
You all wanted articles of transit, and I've got them here for one of you. So come, gather around. And you see people begin to move back in the same sort of position where they were, lining up earlier, just getting closer to this center space. What are you all doing?
Quinn is staying out of
What?
sight. He
Let's go
still
watch.
doesn't want to be spotted by Relton.
Let's go watch.
I really don't want to have to listen to the guy talk, but okay.
I just want to see who wins.
Nosh is going to
we
prepare a
can see
bullet
that
to
from
take
here,
over
right?
to the kind
Not
Rekindled
from
that
behind the tents.
undid their curse.
Fine, I'll just stand over here.
So I think he'll send Moss up to the top of this. I assume it's a tent, and
Yep.
watch through Moss's eyes.
Where's the Rekindled that uncursed Nosh?
Right.
They are not here.
Okay.
Not you.
Not you.
me.
No, Hermione.
Oh gosh.
Relton clears his throat and he says, "Now there were a great many dozen of you that faced off against trial of passage here, and while I will say that a great many of you performed admirably, there was one amongst you that rose above the others and displayed the sort of qualities, the reserve, the nerve, just the embodiment of what it means to be one of us, to be a caretaker of Zeal and of this world. And it brings me great pleasure to announce that the victor of these trials is one Miss Calliope. Let's give her a round of applause, everyone. And she kind of looks over at you, Catriona, and shrugs.
Catriona just very quietly shakes her head.
Does that mean she's better than you?
And begins slowly approaching. And you see Relton waves his hands in the air, and suddenly in them is a very neatly closed bundle of papers sealed with a green wax seal. And he holds them out, extended toward Calliope. Everybody roll a perception check. I only saw Harlowe's come through. Oh, there we go.
It's taken a minute.
There's
They're a little
Nosh.
slower now.
Don't forget Moss.
Yeah, and I'm gonna guide myself as well.
Okay.
Do you want one for Moss?
We don't need one for Moss or Raw.
Okay.
I don't see your roll, Scott.
I got
Or
an
yours,
8.
Kat.
I got an 8 plus 1. I don't know why
Okay.
they.
I only see the 1, but I don't see the 8. What did you get, Catriona?
Got a 12.
Oh, 12. Okay. Harlowe, as you are within the edge of this throng that has gathered, but not quite within the thick of it, but not as far back as Nosh and Quinn, you would see that a couple of figures, 1, 2, 3, have slipped in amongst their ranks, and all 3 are wearing masks. The third appears over here, not far from Relton, and suddenly there's a loud booming voice as all 3 of them open up their robes, and you see dozens and dozens and dozens of fire tabs aligned in a chain link style formation, each holding more fire tabs in their hands, and the one closest to the front, wearing the purple mask with pointed ears, says, "Now everybody just hold on for a second here. You listen to what we say, and everybody gets to go home to their families. Mr. Grove Warden, we'll be taking those. And begins very slowly walking over toward Relton, who looks over, smiles, and disappears in a flash. And the papers with him. And suddenly the figures look out on the crowds with their just vests made of fire tabs. And the purple masked figure says, "Well, fuck." And that's where we will end our session. Got a slightly shorter one for you tonight, everybody, but it's because, real life has responsibilities in store for us. We will be back next week, though, and we will see what becomes of our intrepid heroes.
Night
Oh
stream.
boy. Okay.
Good night.
Night
Night stream.
stream.